The Spartan ethos, a cornerstone of ancient Greek culture, was an uncompromising commitment to courage and military excellence, embodying a life devoid of retreat in battle. This ethos, grounded in the ideal of eternal glory, positioned the Spartans as paragons of military might, with the belief that a glorious death was preferable to a life of dishonor. Historically, this cultural mindset was cultivated through the rigorous agoge training system, which transformed Spartan boys into warriors committed to the state above all else. Understanding this ethos is crucial to comprehending how the Spartans exerted influence in antiquity and why they left an indelible mark on history. They were seen as the ultimate embodiment of martial valor, living a life that eschewed fear and embraced sacrifice for their polis. This ethos significantly contributes to the discussion of courage versus retreat. It presents a paradigm where the avoidance of retreat underscores a society's values and priorities. For example, the Battle of Thermopylae illustrates this commitment as a small Spartan force led by King Leonidas made a legendary stand against the vastly superior Persian army, choosing honor and sacrifice over survival. Similarly, Spartan society instituted the cryptia, an ordeal for young warriors that tested their stealth and survival skills in preparation for enduring the hardships of war without retreating. These examples demonstrate how deeply ingrained this ethos was, shaping Spartan identity and earning them respect throughout Greece. The Spartan ethos finds support in those who admire stoicism and philosophies valuing endurance and resilience, which align with their ancient values of bravery. However, this ethos is not without its controversies and challenges. Critics argue that such uncompromising stances glorify militarism and breed brutality, dismissing the value of diplomacy or tactful retreat. Additionally, the exclusionary nature of Spartan society, which emphasized military prowess over intellectual development, presents an alternative viewpoint that questions whether such a path truly benefits society in the long term. In the broader context of the topic, eternal glory or silent death, the Spartan ethos of courage devoid of retreat influences discussions around the limits of bravery and the price of glory. It invites reflection on modern values of heroism and the balance between courage and wisdom. The Spartan example challenges us to consider the true cost of undying valor and whether the pursuit of eternal glory justifies a path that shuns all compromise. The ethos shapes this discourse, forcing us to evaluate the nuances of courage in history and its implications for contemporary life. In the exploration of foundations of Spartan courage, training and lifestyle, one steps into a legacy where relentless discipline was the cornerstone of Spartan valor. The Spartan ethos of courage, famously embodying the motto, "No retreat," was intricately embedded in their training and daily existence. This fierce commitment to courage began in childhood through the agoge, a rigorous education and training regimen that forged Spartan boys into warriors. The agoge instilled not only physical prowess but psychological resilience, essential for thriving on the battlefield. Integral to Spartan courage was enduring hardship and mastering self-control, hallmarks of a lifestyle inseparable from martial determination. The importance of this foundation lies in its profound influence on the Spartan ethos, underpinning their resilience in warfare and informing their societal values. Spartans viewed retreat as the antithesis of honor and exemplified how societal constructs around courage and endurance can shape collective identity. This principle extended beyond warfare, reflecting an enduring commitment to courage until death, which was seen as preferable to cowardice or dishonor. Real-world illustrations of Spartan courage include the Battle of Thermopylae, where King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans held the line against the overwhelming Persian forces. Their stand still epitomizes collective courage in the face of impossible odds. Another example is the societal structure where Spartan women, while not warriors, embodied strength and resilience, managing estates and encouraging their sons to return with their shields or on them. Their role was pivotal, demonstrating that Spartan courage was not solely a matter for men, but a universal societal tenet. Supporters of this lifestyle argue that such rigorous training cultivated unparalleled discipline and unity, fostering a society capable of legendary feats. However, critics highlight its harshness, noting that the relentless focus on martial prowess often stifled individual freedoms and intellectual pursuits, restricting citizens' opportunities outside the military sphere. The Spartan method also faces scrutiny, as modern perspectives on human rights and individuality often clash with the collectivist and austere ideals of the Spartan state. Yet it undeniably establishes a dialogue on the balance between individual desires and collective responsibility. Thus, the Spartan training and lifestyle fundamentally influenced their perception of courage, directly impacting their martial strategies and civic structure. This relentless, valorous spirit still resonates, challenging us to reconsider the values we hold and the costs we are willing to pay for honor, whether for eternal glory or against a silent, ignoble death. The concept of honor and sacrifice within the Spartan warrior mentality is central to understanding the ethos of courage that defines their notorious refusal to retreat. For Spartans, honor was not just a personal attribute but a communal responsibility that necessitated the ultimate sacrifice. This code dictated that each warrior was expected to fight to the death, if necessary, to preserve the dignity and strength of Sparta. The idea of sacrifice went beyond the individual. It was a cultural honor shared among warriors, signifying loyalty to the state and fellow soldiers. This notion is crucial to the overarching theme of eternal glory or silent death, embodying the Spartan belief that true glory was achieved only through valiant deeds on the battlefield, with no room for retreat or surrender. The significance of honor and sacrifice was so ingrained in Spartan culture that it shaped every aspect of their military endeavors and societal structure. Historical examples of this mentality are abundant. The Battle of Thermopylae exemplifies Spartan sacrifice, where King Leonidas and his 300 men fought heroically against overwhelming Persian forces, choosing to die rather than retreat. Another example is the rigorous Spartan agoge training system, which instilled the values of strength, resilience, and loyalty, preparing boys from a young age to uphold the ideals of honor and sacrifice. Opinions supporting this Spartan ethic emphasize that such devotion to valor and sacrifice served as a unifying force, fostering unparalleled cohesion and strength within their ranks. Advocates argue that it forged warriors capable of remarkable feats, willing to face insurmountable odds for their city-state's glory. However, this concept is not without challenges and controversies. Some critics highlight the harshness of Spartan society, questioning the morality of a system that glorifies death in battle. Alternative viewpoints suggest a lack of flexibility in this mindset, arguing that an unwavering commitment to sacrifice might sometimes lead to unnecessary loss, rather than strategic retreats that could preserve lives for future battles. The Spartan ethos of honor and sacrifice not only influenced their military strategies but also permeated other aspects of their society, from government policies to education. This interconnectedness underscores that the refusal to retreat was not just a battlefield tactic, but a reflection of a broader cultural conviction, shaping every Spartan citizen's identity. In sum, this point reveals how a seemingly simple concept of honor and sacrifice is integral to understanding the complex fabric of Spartan courage and their approach to warfare and society. The Spartan ethos of courage absent retreat is epitomized through key battles that highlight their unyielding resolve and bravery. This ethos, deeply ingrained in Spartan culture, was characterized by a strict code of honor where retreat was not an option, signifying an unwavering commitment to victory, or at the very least, a noble death. Central to the main topic, these battles demonstrate the true spirit of the Spartans, where eternal glory was pursued with an indomitable will, and silent death was embraced when victory seemed impossible. One of the most iconic examples of Spartan courage is the Battle of Thermopylae in 480 BC. King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, accompanied by a small force of allies, faced the much larger Persian army. Despite being vastly outnumbered, the Spartans held their ground for 3 days, showcasing their unparalleled discipline and bravery. Their ultimate sacrifice became a timeless symbol of courage, inspiring stories, art, and even military strategies throughout history. Another pertinent example is the Battle of Plataea in 479 BC, where Spartan forces played a crucial role in defeating the Persians, leading to the eventual liberation of Greece. The strategic acumen and valor shown by the Spartan forces were pivotal in this victory, reinforcing their reputation as elite warriors. Supporters of this Spartan ethos argue that the willingness to face almost certain death instilled a powerful sense of duty and unity among the soldiers, contributing to their numerous military successes. This philosophy also influenced other cultures, emphasizing the value of courage, discipline, and loyalty. However, this approach to warfare and life was not without its challenges and controversies. Critics point out that the rigid adherence to a no-retreat ideology could lead to unnecessary loss of life. Some argue this inflexibility might have limited Sparta's tactical versatility on the battlefield and contributed to its eventual decline by not adapting to changing military strategies. The influence of Spartan resolve and courage permeates the broader topic, highlighting the fine line between valor and stubbornness. It raises questions about the cost of such unwavering principles and their place in a world where flexibility and adaptation often lead to survival and success. Moreover, the Spartan ethos continues to serve as a lens through which modern audiences can examine and reflect upon their own values and the complexities of bravery in the face of overwhelming odds. The legacy of the Spartans remains a powerful testament to the enduring allure of courage and the human spirit's capacity to reach for eternal glory.